Here is the process and product video, and this works in tandem with the handout called Process and Product. And the first thing I'd like you to do is to watch these 3 videos. So if you want to pause this video and come back to it. Great, so you should have watched these 3 videos. And we're going to talk about these a little bit over the course of the next few minutes. The goal today is to talk about process and product and why that's useful to you. All right. So process and product. Process are the steps you take to get to the musical performance, essentially practicing. Product, the product is the performance. In your case, it'll be the summative, but sometimes the performance could be you're in concert or just playing a piece of music for your family. Okay, that's the performance. So you should have had a chance to look at these videos. And Questlove, very, very fantastic drummer, as well as a versatile performer. And the reason that I'm showing you these videos is it starts to hint a little bit at the process, okay, the practice behind the scenes. For a minute clip, Jimmy Fallon, we could have seen Questlove work for an hour with a whole team of people just to make a small clip of time. And this gets to the point of what I wanted to talk about. Young people starting out in music, have a tendency to underestimate how much practice and process goes into the product. Okay, so sometimes you might think of the performance like this in terms of time and energy, and then they sometimes think of process and practice in terms of smaller energy. See that media feeds into this bias. All right, so when we look at the videos that we see online of the Tonight Show or whatever, we'll often see the product, and we'll underestimate how many hours people actually put into that. All right, when in fact, a more accurate representation of the time and energy looks something like this. So here is our energy and time that goes into the practice, and then the time and energy that goes into the product. Yesterday we were talking about the idea of not being as eager to play the piece, but being more eager to understand the steps that will take you there. It's not just important to do them, it's important to enjoy them. All of the successful musicians, artists, or anyone that is really skilled at what they do, whether it's in sports, enjoy the process to some degree. It's not just a set of steps that you get through to get to the performance. It's something that you genuinely enjoy, and it's something that brings you closer to that product. I wanted to go back to this video here, and one of the questions I'm asking you, what is the hidden work that possibly Questlove has done to be such a great performer? Well, he's played in a lot of groups, as he's talked about. He's played with a lot of different people, and he's probably taken a lot of lessons. He's probably practiced a lot. We don't know about the hours that he sat down at his drum kit just playing paradiddles. Okay, same thing with Ariana Grande. We don't know how many hours she spent singing around the house, okay? And in fact, a more realistic representation of what a professional music's career would look like is this. All right, so it could have in fact Ariana Grande practicing pentatonic scales when she's 12 years old, and then she performs at the local county fair. Each of these would build and build and build to create a successful musician. You'll also notice that I've tried to overlap, this is again low tech, you'll also notice that I've tried to overlap the blue, which is representing the performance, and the yellow or orange there, because performance is part of the process. It is part of understanding and becoming a better musician. So how does that connect to what we're doing? I'm going to show you. Sorry, this is going to be a super long video. So I'll just zoom in on this page here. So here is our process. Here is our process. I want you to clap through the rhythm for the sample, for the Give Me One Reason. I want you to try playing the rhythm with one note. I want you to try playing the pitches out of rhythm, pizzicato, playing pitches with correct rhythm, playing pitches with correct rhythm, and adding the bow in there. Now, the first thing I'm going to say about our process here is young people, again, tend to underestimate how many times they should do each of these steps. If you practice each of these 3 times, for the next 4 days, you'll probably have a solo that sounds about like this. All right, 3 times a day is simply not enough. You need to do more repetitions, and enjoy it. Each time you do a repetition, try to make it a little bit better than last. That's kind of the neat thing about music. You can actually see your improvement as you're going through each of these repetitions. All right. So what would be a good amount? I would say 20. Try to do each of these 20 times. You'll find that if you just get to it, you could probably practice each of these 20 times in about 20 minutes. All right, and that's how much time you have left.